And number 23, we know that an online store must sell at least $2,500 worth of printers and computers. Each printer costs $50 and each computer costs $500. The store can ship a maximum of 15 items. So the number of printers plus computers has to be less than or equal to 15 because it's a maximum. $50 per printer plus $500 per computer. It's got to be at least $2,500. So what I'm going to do is, because printers is my x-axis, I am going to call printers x and my computers y. So I just changed the p's to x's and the c's to y's, and I now have these new inequalities. So in order to graph these, what I want to do is I want to get these into standard form. First off, with x plus y is less than or equal to 15, I want to subtract the x. I get y is less than or equal to negative x plus 15. To get this one in standard form, I'm going to subtract the 50x. I'm going to divide both sides by 500. You get y is greater than or equal to negative 1/10 x plus 2,500 divided by 500 is 5. So now what I want to do here is I want to graph negative x plus 15. So I start at 15. My slope is negative 1, so I'm going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, all the way until I get to my x-axis. Now it says less than or equal to. It says less than or equal to, so what I'm going to do is shade this region below. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 5. The slope is down 1, right 10. So I'm going to go down 1 and then to the right 10. So I'm going to go down 1 over 10 and I connect the line. Sorry, I didn't have a ruler, so I kind of messed up over here. Okay, well, and then again, this should not have an arrow because it can't go past the positive x value there. Okay, so then it says that we want to shade above it. So essentially you're shading all of this. But where this graph overlaps from the first one and this one, this is your solution area. Determine a combination in printers and computers that would allow the electronics to meet all of the constraints. So in this section, how about 3 printers and 8 computers. Now remember, it says explain how you obtained your answer. Without an explanation, you will lose. I found my point because it was in the overlapped shaded region. They will accept a very basic explanation. It just has to be a reason. For number 36, they want you to write an exponential equation. This problem, what you're going to do is you are going to go to stat. You're going to go to stat on your calculator. We're going to go to stat on our calculator. We're going to go to our list by hitting enter on edit. I've entered all of my information, number of weeks, into my L1 and all my number of downloads into my L2. Then we're going to go to stat, scroll over to calculate, down to exponential regression, hit enter. Your equation is y equals 80 times 1.5 to the x. For the second part here, use the model to predict how many downloads a developer would expect in the 26 weeks. So all I'm going to do is plug 26 in for x, use my calculator. Using my calculator, I see that I have about 3 million downloads. Would it be reasonable to use the model to predict the number of downloads past 1 year? For 1 year, I put 52, and because we're talking about number of weeks, so in my calculator, when I type that in, I got 1.14, and then this e to the 11th basically means scientific notation, so we'll just say 1.1477, whatever. But now if it's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, So I have to fill all of these places with zeros. So this is saying that you have 114,770,000,000 downloads. Okay, so after 1 week, we had 120, and second week still 180. So it's saying after a year they're going to go over 114 billion. Again, explain your reasoning. You are going to need an explanation in words. I said it is not reasonable to go over 114 billion when you only gain 304 weeks.